everybody, Joe Passion Unchained here, helping you live a life you love. And in this case, building a love life you love, a sex life you love. I'm going to talk today about why you should own the fact that you want sex. One of the things that I see a lot in people is that guy or girl, we feel ashamed to want sex. We feel ashamed that we're sexual beings. And I'm not entirely sure why that is. Part of it might be because there's a lot of emotions involved. Part of it might be because it's just a perpetuated thing from the past. It does make sense before we had reliable contraception, that it makes sense to not want so many babies to be born. And also before we had reliable treatment for STIs and STDs, you don't want to spread that. So of course it makes sense to limit the amount of sex that we have, because how do we know we can provide for all the babies that are being born? How do we know we're not spreading something that will make people sterile, etc.? It's not a good idea to spread all those things. Now in modern day, while those are still dangers, we have a lot of great ways to make sure that they're not much of a danger. So we still have this piece in our mind that's like, hey, don't have too much sex. Hey, don't say you want sex. You should say that you want a relationship, because that's how we made sure that kids were taken care of back in the day. But nowadays, we can go all out and be safe about it. And I would say we should, because a person whose sexual needs are met is a person who's a lot happier, and a person who can put themselves out there in the world in a way where they can be happy, and they can focus a lot more on giving and building things they want to build. So in this video, I'm going to encourage you, own the fact that you want sex, because we're all human, we're all sexual beings, and we all want it. Girls want it, guys want it. We won't necessarily say it, but the more honest you are with yourself about it, the more honest you are with the people that you date. Let's see what that was in the background. The more you'll get it, first of all, and the less drama you'll have. I'm gonna talk in the next video about honesty and how that takes away all drama, essentially, from a situation, is just being honest. And you being honest about the fact that you want sex and that sex is important to you in a relationship will take away all resentment. I used to not be super honest and upfront about the fact that I was looking for sex, and when I would go on dates and I wouldn't make the moves I wanted to make, or when I made a move and the girl wasn't super into it, I'd be like, okay, no problem, which you should, don't pressure her. But I wouldn't admit to myself or to her that I wanted sex. And first of all, it creeped the girls out, because they know I want sex. It was just kind of obvious because of the moves I was making. But it was also, it also created a lot of drama, because there was the part of me I was showing, which was like, hey, I just want to get to know you and see if I like you. And then the other part was like, I really want to fuck you, but I wasn't showing that part. And in the end, I got a lot of drama, because I would get overly invested in girls before I could tell if they were actually available. And if they weren't available, it would have been good for me to not invest so much of my emotions and my energy and my time into them, because then I could just be like, hey, if we're not on the same page, no worries, let's go our separate ways, because right now I'm looking to have sex. And I like the rest of you too, but this is important to me. So I've started to become a lot more open and honest about that. And I will legit say, like, hey, I really like hanging out with you. I like your vibes, but I'm looking for somebody who's sexually available, and I don't want to just be frustrated. I don't want to be around you and be frustrated. That's not something I'm happy with. That's not something you're happy with. So, are we on the same page or not? And I won't always say it that bluntly, but it depends on the situation. So I encourage you to be open and honest about wanting sex. We're all human. We all want it. The worst that can happen is she'll judge you for it, and then she wasn't right for you anyway, because who wants to be with a person that's judging them for wanting sex? You should both be so happy that you want each other's bodies that it makes you excited, both of you excited in the same way at the same time. That's the sex that's awesome, when you both really want it. And if you're not honest about wanting it, well, then you're going to attract other people who aren't honest about wanting it, and that's not a fun time. So, wish you the best. Be honest about wanting sex, and don't be ashamed. And if you have some shame in you, no worries. Just work on that, over time. Have more love for yourself as a sexual being. Till next time. Oh, by the way, forgot to say, I do dating coaching for you guys. Link in the description below for you to get that. Hit me up. I also do, if you're in Austin, I do Tinder photo shoots for guys. and I will take you out and take some amazing photos. There's some examples and stuff in the description below. You can see all that. And yeah, people love it. I've gotten a lot of results for great guys who want to get more dates and more girls and more sex, relationships, whatever you want. I got you. More matches means more options, means better options, means you'll be happier. So go ahead and click on that if you want any of that. Subscribe if you want to, and I will see you in the next video.